Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. I think you've seen me work before, so I probably don't really need to explain anything to you. And this is going to be just a little short one, a little free one. But this is not an exact science. We communicate the best way we can. So if she says something and it doesn't make any sense now, you'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, I know what she's talking about. It breaks my heart to see that beautiful little girl gone. She's gorgeous. And she's like, her energy's like crazy over here. She's like jumping around, fluttering around. And when I asked her to step forward, I called her BRAEIGHLEE, and she goes, no, BRAEIGHLEE. It's BRAEIGHLEE. And so I don't know if that she's trying to show her character, her demeanor, she goes, no, it's BRAEIGHLEE. She made sure to correct me. She is so sweet. She's showing herself bending down, and she's showing herself as she was in the picture she sent me. You sent me with the wings and everything. And she's bending down, and there's a kitten, and it's big enough to walk, but it's a little kitten. It's not a full-grown cat. And she's bending down, and she's touching it on the nose. She's touching it on the nose. So somebody has this kitten, and know that small children and animals can see them and hear them, no problem. Excuse me, I gotta quit smoking. So whoever has this kitten, watch this kitten, because it's standing there and it's looking at her and its tail straight up. It's like, okay, I love you. I'm not scared of you. And she's touching it on the nose. So watch for the kitten to maybe brush its nose or try to wipe its nose off or something. Cats are really great when it comes to spirit playing with them, because they take their fingers sometimes and they go like this, and you'll see the cat like it's following a fly or something, and there's nothing in the room, or it might jump up on the wall like there's something there, and you know there's nothing there. Know that that's her playing with it. So whoever has this cat, and it can be any cat or any dog, but she's showing a kitten. That sounded a little vague, but you know, if you've got a dog and it's laying there and it wags its tail and it's looking at the corner and there's nothing there, there is. Just throwing that out there. She's not saying that. She's doing that with a dog. Oh, Mommy, you need to know that it did not hurt. I want you to know that. I'm not in the dark, and I'm not scared. It's not dark here. I'm not. Even though I was kind of scared of the dark when I was little. She's saying little. She's 8. She says, it's not dark here. It's light. There's nothing to be scared of. There's a woman walking up. This woman is somebody's grandmother. Not her grandmother. Somebody's grandmother. Like, let's see if I can figure out how. Hang on, I'm trying to figure out how to tell, like, whose grandmother this might be, like, from. Hang it, give me just a second. Sorry, I'm muttering. Need more coffee, evidently. All right, she's showing me a picture of my grandmother. That's not who's here, but she's showing me, referring to my grandmother. Good grief, look how old I am. My grandmother, my mom was born 1930. So her mother, I don't know what year my grandmother was born. So it would be that age, that far back. So born before 30, 19, she had to be, I would say she had to be at least 20 when she had my mom. So at least somebody born like 1910, around that area, because she's referring to my grandmother's age. Okay, let's get off my grandmother. She's showing me my grandmother and grandfather again. Hang on. I'm not sure what else she might be referring to with that. There's always a reason for whatever they show or say, so if it doesn't make any sense now, keep it in mind. Anyway, she's not letting me describe this grandmother, great grandmother, whatever. Anyway, because she keeps showing my grandmother. So somebody about that would be born about that time that my grandmother was. Anyway, she wants me to explain, before we come into this world down here, we already have an exit point. I don't know why it works this way, but this is what they've taught me. It can be when you're 1 day old. It can be when you're 100 years old, as my grandmother was when she passed. Whatever that timeline is in there that you're supposed to leave, it can waver a little bit. I don't think we always know exactly how we're leaving. It depends on what's going on with people around us, what they're going to learn from it, how it's going to affect them. I know it sounds stinky, but it's what they've taught me. They've also taught me, and I don't know how she left, because I've asked them not to show me that anymore because I cried too many times feeling and seeing how they actually died. I don't want to do it, especially with a little girl. So I always use, let's say you're going to be in a head-on collision, and this is your time to go. Your spirit, your soul, actually leaves your body right before the point of impact. So your physical body may be here, but your soul does not have the trauma. Your spirit does not have that trauma. And I know you've probably heard stories of, somebody having a heart attack or whatever the occasion may be. And they say they're actually looking down at themselves and going, what the heck's going on? I'm here, I'm okay. But they're looking down on the scene and watching the paramedics. This is actually the way they've shown me that it works. So know that her spirit, which is our essence, actually had no trauma, had no pain, and actually was already leaving before there was any pain. It's almost like they pluck you so that you don't have to heal from all that trauma. And one less thing to heal from down here. So she wanted me to explain that to you. And I will say, she hasn't been gone very long. So when you're in that really, really deep grief, it's hard for you to hear her, feel her, get signs. To me, it's backwards, because that's when you really need it. But it's like putting up a wall around you. So sometimes that grief will have to subside a little bit before you get all the little. She's going ting, ting, ting. It's almost like, what kind of a noise do I want to make? It's not quite like this, but it's kind of like a ting. I don't know if you can hear it. It's my singing bell. Ting, ting. It's not, I wouldn't say it's a bell, but it's kind of that noise. So when you hear this ting, ting, like a metal ting, that's going to be a sign from her that she's around. You can be in the store, you can be outside, you can be in your vehicle, you can be watching a movie, you can watching a video on Facebook, doesn't matter where you hear it. She's not showing me any certain type of bell type thing, so it can be any type. She says she's going to be good at this. She says she's kind of puffing up, like very proud of herself. I'm going to be very good at this. You watch. You listen. She goes like this. I love you. I love you. Oh, now she's wanting to sing the Barney song. Does anybody do that anymore? I love you. You love me. Don't want me to sing, I promise. She's just being a little girl. Okay, so she's showing me that you have something in your home. It appears to be a picture of her. And you've got little things laying around it like a little memorial. She's validating that she sees that. She knows it's there. And sometimes you pick up that picture and you hug it and you cry and you cry. And at the time, not every single time you do it, but at that time, and it will be other times too, you're going to smell baby powder. Even though she's not a baby, she's not an infant, she may not have still used it. Of course, now they say that kills us too. You're going to smell that. Maybe it's not exactly baby powder, but it's some kind of powder. Like, now I'm muttering again. Don't want to be vague. She says baby powder. So know that if you smell that, and once again, you can be outside, you can be in the store, you can be sitting there, you can be holding that picture. It doesn't have to be always when you hold that picture. And ask her. When you smell it, though, validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, and tell her you know that's her. And ask her to bring you more. Tell her she's welcome too. She goes, I know I am. She's being a little cocky. I know I am. I know I'm welcome. But it doesn't hurt to tell them. Give mommy a hug for me. Tell her I am okay. And this grandma appears to be, I'm not seeing her face real well. She's got darker hair, like slim. I would almost say like a business type. Of course, I don't know back then, but a straight skirt, kind of like business type attire. It's not like something you would wear to a party or anything like that. So this would be a business type, or even maybe just have that demeanor. Doesn't mean she worked in a business field, but she had that demeanor of being very businesslike, very stand up straight, proper, very. I'm only seeing the skirt part basically, so there's some reason for this very pressed, ironed, neat. She says she's in charge. She's making sure that everything gets done like it's supposed to. She's goes where she's supposed to, that she's got the people around her she's supposed to. She says it's all about learning and lessons. She said it's almost like going to school. We still have lessons. Know that I'm okay. Know that I'll be around. Know that you're going to hear me. Don't know sure what she's showing me. I don't know if this happened in your house not too long ago. It's like she was kind of rolling around on the couch and she fell off. And she's showing a coffee table. I didn't actually see her hit or hit part of her body on it, but she ended up crying because something hurt when she fell off the couch. So I think she's trying to validate that's her. Hopefully it's a memory you'll remember. It's her show. She says, I love everyone, and I want everyone to know that I'm okay. Now she's in a very pretty dress, but it almost looks like, I don't want to say Halloween costume, but you know how it's like, do I want to say tulle? Like the kind of fat stuff that wedding damn thing you wear on your head at a wedding. That that type of fabric, only it's like purple, kind of pink. It's long down to her ankles. She's holding a wand, which I believe it has a star on it. She's got a gold crown on her head. Not a tiara, it's a crown. So I don't know if this is something she wore to dress up for Halloween at some point, or it could have been a dance class costume, or maybe something she just had that she played in. But it's a very pretty little dress. But it's not something you would wear to church, if that makes any sense. You're going to feel her come up behind you and wrap her arms around your neck and give you a great big hug. And like I said, when you're in deep grief, you may not feel it yet, or you may not believe it yet. So, but she's coming up from behind and just wrapping her arms around your neck and hugging you. And she's got the wand in her hand. Okay, I just want you to know I'm safe. I'm not in the dark. I'm safe. I'm good. I made it where I need to go. People always wonder about that. She says, that's what they've told me up here. People always wonder if we make it where we need to go. And yes, I did. And that grandmother is calling her. Time to go, time to go. We have things to do. Okay. So she's skipping. She's got that dress on. It's kind of like a costume. And she's skipping as she leaves, carrying her little wand. It almost looks like a gold star made out of cardboard, but covered in shiny gold. Almost like a play toy thing. Know that she's happy, know that she's well, know that she's being taken care of, know that she's where she needed to go. Okay, she turns around, she waves her wand at you. Tell them all I love them. I love them. Okay, she's leaving with the grandmother figure. Much love to you, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved one.